Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here live on Community Based Connection Podcast. Listen, we are excited about today. We have a special friend of Community Based Connections who have continued to do great work in our community, continue to impactful invest not just into structured buildings and invest into lives, but just real true friend of philanthropy. And so we are grateful for Grant Galuppi, who was on here with us today. And so today we are get a chance to dive into Grant life, right? And so I got a chance to, get to know Grant now for quite a few months and learn a little bit more about his passion and found out about all the cool, great things he's doing in our community. Outside of just being a business owner on one of the great golf courses in Pompano Beach. Um, Look, let's just get into it. Grant Galuppi is a local real estate investor and restaurant owner. Have two restaurants in Pompano Beach, Galuppi's and Nelson Diner. With his extensive family background in restaurant industry, starting from his father having previously owned and operated several local businesses in terms of local bars and restaurants throughout Pompano Beach, including his last one, famously known as Pat's Place. Wow, that's right. I've been to Pat Place. I never know that.
Oh yeah,
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
that's pretty nice. Fast forward to 2005, Pat and Grant teamed up to open Galuppi's restaurant, events, and patio bar. Galuppi's is well known for having live music acts of every day of a week, sometimes twice a week having acts, along with several delicious all-American food, hosting many weddings, special events, and holiday brunches. Grant passion is for hospitality and entertainment has helped create the Luppies we know today. Um, One thing that it was always said about Grant, and I have heard this from other folks, that Grant Galuppi has a giving heart. And even with weddings, when people want the best wedding reception and they may not have all that they need, sometimes Grant work things out. And that says a lot about who you are, Grant. Grant passion for hospitality has helped create the Galuppies we know today. And I'll say this: the good food, the great, the character of brunches, the festival. I mean, you all been there. Community Based Connection had a brunch vibe there, which we raised money for a great cause. Grant supported by his wife and business partner Lauren, and they have three wonderful children together. Ladies and gentlemen, Grant Galuppi. Grant, thank you so much for being on
Thank
this
you
show
for
with us.
having me. Thank you for having me. And listen, better define that last sentence there. My wife calls it business partner, but you know the truth is she's the boss.
She the boss.
So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's the
you
truth
learn
right
that
there.
early on in the marriage, early on. But no, hey, thank you for having me as a guest. And yes, it's a beautiful day, and yeah, this is quite the honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grant, just for being here and being willing to share your story. And speaking of stories, Grant, tell us. I know I shared a lot of things about you from a business perspective, and I shared very little bit about you being married and having three kids. But you know, what? But what inspires you? Like, because obviously, yes, there's generational. There's times that kids inherit businesses from their parents. There's time that they collaborate with their parents, but something that keeps it going, right? There's gas that's being poured on the fire, right? What fuels it, right? And what does that for you?
Oh goodness. You look back and from the beginning, gosh, coming out of high school into college and looking back at you didn't realize you're writing that script and just take it day by day. We all face challenges every single day, every hour. Um and it's a grind and it's I love what I do. We're
For if we lose Grant, I'm not sure if we lost him. Yeah. All right. I think we lost Brett here. Um, we are currently experiencing some technical difficulties, and we should be back up running here shortly. Get a chance to see it here in a minute. Oh,
I'm back with
there
you.
you go. Yep, back with you. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
yeah. So you was on the line of sharing those experiences.
Hey, listen, yeah, we I don't think my family had any idea that we would end up here. But we are, we're blessed. It's looking back, we have a great relationship with the city, landlord partner, and Galuppis as a business has evolved and has grown. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the great people. That I have a great core that's been with me for many employees, been with me since the first couple of years. But love what we do, and we're in the service industry, serving the community, and that's really how the our not for profit started. It's you start looking at you have kids and children, and you realize hey, this is what is important in life. It's the old cliche, the old saying, what's my tombstone going to read? What's our, what are people going to say? It's, we don't want to go down as being a great investor. No, it's there's really, there's more there's more to life, and it's as I'm in my mid 40s now, it's I may have passed that halfway mark in my life, and it's it's my wife and I have a big heart. We want to give back to the community, and so we've teamed up with a couple other local charities, as with yourself, the Exchange Club of Pompano Beach. And this next few years, we're going to help support some of these other, charities. And, as we navigate through, our business model, our charity, the helping the human trafficking children. And we wanted to get more involved with some of the other charities that have a big heart for that. So yeah, it's
no,
it's a it's a marathon, and
yeah.
we're up for the challenge, and we we enjoy what we're doing.
Grant, you talk a little bit about that, but you mentioned about a team, and I know this as well, but from the private sector standpoint and from the nonprofit standpoint, you talked a little bit about team. Let's talk about culture a little bit, like team culture. Why is that important to you?
Oh man, it's everything. It's it starts on the top. And you start that culture from the ground up. And we're going through a big culture change here. It's summertime, and it's regroup, and let's retrain, and let's and yeah, culture is everything. It's in the classroom setting, in the work setting, in a team setting, and it's yeah, it is, you nailed it. It's you want to set the tone, for the day, for the quarter, for the year, and get that team all on the same page and have a common goal. And yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. I think those team cultures really create the synergy that we see, right? That's how we become more result driven. We can see the outcomes that we put forth for our team members.
Yep.
I think in the grand scheme of things, when you look at it, culture really just help us evolve and elevate, right? Because we you know this just better than anybody else. Someone comes in and get bad customer service versus, you know, in the nonprofit world, someone comes in and say, hey, I need service. I've been dealing with human trafficking, whatever the case may be. And that person who's on the other end is not do not respond well. That's a part of our team. That makes us look bad as leaders,
Totally.
right?
Yep.
And so just if you can give me just some things that, you know, some points, some words that really identify your leadership. If you can give me just three, would identify your leadership. What would be those three words?
Oh, geez.
I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot there, but I just,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you hit such a sensitive topic for so many leaders out there in the world, whether it's nonprofit or business, and you're talking about culture, and you can't miss this opportunity to hear from someone who's successful in business and doing all the great things you're doing, and just, you know, hear some core values of what are some just core values for you in terms of your leadership style. Um,
Oh, again, I don't want to sound, use cliches, but it's I'm a big believer of leading by example,
mhm.
um, and almost to a fault sometimes. But it's, we'll have our team meetings and before a big holiday or a big wedding, and we'll just say, guys, we're going to. You
It
there?
just, yep, we hear you.
Yeah, no, it's leading by example. It's my our staff. We can count on each other. We have accountability, and um, it's we around here. It's buckle up. We're going to war. Let's tackle the day. And my wife, when we had our first child, my wife said, as my daughter was growing up, and as we want to, you know raise these kids,
Mhm.
we again lead by example. And she said, Grant, get down to their level, get down to their level. And it's funny now, when we're having a serious conversation about school, church, work, you know the chores. It's I get down to their level, and I try to communicate with them, um and at their level, to try to get the most out of them. And it's you know our industry, we have different cultures, we have different ethnicities, we have different you know so many of our coworkers have different childhood experiences. And it's I can't tell you, man, some of my closest staff members, it's a fist bump every morning, and we really, really respect each other. Um, so we have a great team. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the team. As far as the three, it's I stay driven when I feel that drive starting to simmer out.
Mm,
It's up to me to refocus, and
absolutely.
you know it's reload and rock and roll. 24 hours in a day. Try to make every minute, you know, be productive, whether it's family time, work time, you know,
Yeah.
recouping, re-energizing, that 6, 7 hours of sleep, whatever it is. It's staying focused.
No, most definitely. Look, 24 hours in a day, and we all know that with everything that we do every day, you know, is the impact we make, right? Just continue to show up every day. For those who just joining us, I'm here with Grant Galuppi, owners of Galuppi, right located in Pompano Beach. Listen, for you all who are joining us for the first time, that is a supporter of Grant Galuppi, and this you heard about this and you're on this live today. We want to say thank you for joining in to the community-based connections. Uh, and on any given day, community-based connection touches over 500 families. You know, it is our belief to always expand the option that change the odds to help children and families to be socially and academically successful, despite the many challenges they face and regardless of the many negative influence around them. And so, as we do this work today, Grant, who has a passion for human trafficking, addressing the issues of human trafficking, but also what I found out recently about as we're talking about culture and team members, community-based connection have a service line of kinship and making sure that those who either adopt a child or a relative who adopt a child, or may that be a grandmother, uncle, nephew, brother, sister, adopting a child that's not there but is a relative, we often find ourselves supporting those families here in Broward County. And recently, during our fundraiser at Galuppis, that Grant was so gracious enough to support us with, we identified staff members that was there that's actually been adopted by a relative or experienced foster home, and we heard those stories, and it just reminded us, Grant, why we do the work we're doing, right?
Spot on.
Because
Yeah,
that speaks so much, and I think for when I touched base with my staff regarding that kind of hiring that you do, you hire people with past experience who may not have always been pleasant, but also people who just looking for a second chance. Why are some business owners don't always go for that. What make you go for it? That giving people second chance. And I think this touched a little bit more about some of those personal things of yours, that what you shared earlier. But meeting some of your staff members, the team members that have experienced some of the service we provide here in Broward at Community-Based Connections, what do you say to that?
We did have a great event. I'm looking forward to having many more events, with your organization. As far as the second chances go, it's what I try to determine is, the genuineness, in that second chance. We've given a couple of third chances, and I'll tell you what, some of our core here, they made the grass isn't always greener. They came back and we had that conversation, that awkward conversation, and we move on. Making sure that pride and ego don't get in the way on either side. It's that can be the devil, and it's I can't tell you whether it's substance abuse or just trying a different path in life, and come. So it's but this past few years, definitely a lot of our core has been has asked to come back for an opportunity to prove themselves, and really has worked out. So, hey,
Yes.
let's talk about let's talk about your organization and our organization. I'm looking forward to hitting the streets again and making an impact, and I really want to this summer it brings some more opportunity for us, but definitely want to get more involved.
Yeah, definitely want to get you
involved.
more involved, Grant. I think there's a great opportunity to do so. Look, we're looking. We had for those who don't know, who just joining us here with Grant Galuppi, from Galuppi's restaurant, and also Nelson's Diner, which just real good breakfast spot. If you haven't been there, it's real good for breakfast.
Little
Listen,
greasy spoon.
yeah. Listen, for folks who's looking to get involved, we just had recently back in April, we did a great brunch escape. Shout out to Amber for organizing it. Amber Vaughn, our director of community engagement. We did a brunch escape where we had 80 guests showed up. I think it maybe maybe about 80 guests showed up that allowed us grant support, have a great time, great environment, literally on a golf course. And it's a great spot to come to just during the day for business meetings. A lot of, I know the Pompano Chambers meets there. Is a great place for me to locate for large crowds. And we're looking at redoing that again in April again. I know Amber's like, Mike, maybe we should move it up to February. But it's so that way we don't have to worry about a rain option. But you know, it was a very great time. It was a very good opportunity to allow two organizations to come together for a greater cause in serving children and families. And part of that serving children and families, making sure that families are successful and children are successful. And so with Grant, I'm looking for the summer as well. See what we can do for the summer. You know, maybe we have
Yeah.
a summer jazz night or a summer jazz day or a summer jazz brunch. But I think it's a great
Love
atmosphere.
it.
You got a wonderful stage there. We can take live bands and outdoor sitting in bars, and so it's really a great opportunity. And we're looking forward to uh, doing that partnership again. And so,
Us too.
Greg,
Us
if
too.
you if someone wants to visit your site, can you please share the address or your website or where people can follow you all as we come to an end?
Yeah, Galuppis.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. A lot of information on there. We're doing some ticketed events this summer with a Garth Brooks show. We have a wine pairing and a black tie optional show dating back from Sinatra, Bennett, up to Michael Bublé. Some cool things going on this summer.
Awesome.
But yeah, check us out on the website and or shoot us any questions. Yeah, that's about it. We really enjoyed being a guest on the show, and looking forward to working with you and the and getting our groups together and helping our communities.
Most definitely. Grant, thank you so much for being on with us. For those who joined us, please check out Grant Galuppis in Pompano Beach. Listen, y'all, it's
Guys,
been
have
great.
a great day.
Have a great day, and thank you all for all your time. Peace.
Yep, sounds good.